Capricorn, how you feel about changing things up and moving towards your North Star. You feel very accomplished, you feel very ready for this, and you're full of understanding of how much you've achieved already. What are your root skills for this? This is a Finding Your North Star reading. You don't mind having an uncomfortable fight if you need to get what you want, to go where you need to go. What you might want to let go of is the star. That's interesting with the North Star. The star of healing, the star of bright hopes. Maybe this has come after a Tower moment for you, or maybe you've been healing from something and it's not a time for that moment of recalibration anymore. Let's have a look. How to set your North Star for Capricorn. Two of Wands. This came up from Sagittarius as well. You need to start looking around, deciding where you want to conquer next. And where it's all going, we've got the Nine of Wands and the Two of Cups. So that's interesting. I don't know which one's going to win out, the feeling defensive or the love of the Two of Cups and the companionship, finding something that you want. Maybe it's a brilliant blend of the both. Maybe you are on a hunt for a new relationship, but you will keep your boundaries this time. Maybe you're going to partner with someone for work or find something that you love, but you'll be boundaried and canny and make sure you don't get hurt, because you've got that Five of Swords that enables you to say it like it is, fight for yourself. So let's cap some of these. So Nine of Pentacles, with how Capricorn feels about making this move to or reorientating themselves. We've got the Five of Swords again and the Temperance. That's very interesting. So again, this preparedness to fight. What's going on in this image? Oh, I should have cleaned my glasses, they're terrible. So somebody who's been in a big battle, there are cuts all over her. She's obviously won, they're walking away from her. But there's a bird with some nice snowdroppy type, but red snowdrops in the foreground that's coming into sight, so renewal. But so maybe you fought hard to be in this position of the Nine of Pentacles historically. And now you've been resting a little bit with the Temperance and considering what alchemical move you're going to make next, how you're going to transform things next, in order to, like a pause in a piece of music, in order to sort of move forward. So you've sort of fought yourself into a very, very good position, but you need to maybe now move forward somehow, with the Temperance, having given yourself this rest. So talk to us about the skill that they have to fight for themselves, to do the uncomfortable thing to get what they want. Yeah, the Magician, great energy. You're willful, and look, I love this Magician, and you know what you want and you will get it. So she's a bit like the Strength, because she's got her tiger with her, and there's a panther in the background, so it is quite a kind of strong, and a dog having a little yawn. I love it. So a panther or a cheetah. You've also got a big bird. You've got the suggestion of cats and dogs everywhere. You've got your wild nature is what really helps you get things that you want. There's a connection to your will and your wildness. That's what allows you to fight for what you want. It's very, very effective, and I think you usually know exactly what you want as well, because all your instincts are online. This is about the star, what you're letting go of, with the guidance, with the so it's in Italian, the Judgment card. So you're having a revelation around healing. You've had a revelation around healing, and it's given you the presence that you need to get, because here we've got this witch. All these majors turning up for you, by the way, because this witch is throwing presents down. There's been presence in this healing moment, but you can move on from it. You're itchy to get going with all this ability to advocate for yourself. And then the Two of Wands, how to set your North compass. That's interesting with the Hangman, again another major. Maybe you've got to look somewhere that you've not looked before. Maybe you've got to think about really, and you've been doing that with the Temperance, and And you are doing that at the moment. And the Temperance is a productive pause, as is this wonderful Hanged Man. She's got some eggs on her knee as she's resting. And I think what it's saying really is that when you're considering and looking out, and this is how you set you need to use that temperance, that hangman energy, and think about having a bit of a revelation to do something in a different way. So does that mean that it probably means you have to have a short-term sacrifice for a long-term gain. Maybe that's the pause, maybe that's the fight. But there's some sort of epiphany coming up around what it is you really want. And it's worth waiting before you set off. That's why you're still looking at the moment. And you need this slight change of perspective. Something new is coming online. And the Two of Cups and the Nine of Swords. Talk to us about that. The Two of Cups. No, the Nine of Cups. So that's lovely. It says love is going to win out. There is a wish fulfillment coming here, because the Nine of Cups is a completely different energy from the Nine of Wands. Obviously, both in the same suit, the suit of Mars. And now we are getting our love, our connection to what it is that's most important to you. But what we're doing with it is not as defensive. Maybe your boundaries with the Nine of Wands allow you to get all your wish fulfillment. There is an element of that in this new partnership, work or love, or something that you're going to do. Right, let's cap these again with another. So 9 of Pentacles, 5 of Swords, fighting to be where you want in the first place, 10 of Pentacles and the Temperance. You have got your eye on the main prize, which is all of the status, the security of the 10 of Pentacles, the sort of looking after things in the long term. And that's why this pause is so important. And the Magician and the 5 of Swords in their basis. That's interesting. The 5 of Cups. So you can resist. 5 of Cups is about disappointment. It's interesting, she has picked up a card here, but you use your disappointment and you turn it immediately into, okay, but I'm fighting, I'm not going to stay there. So that's good. You go into your Magician. And when we look at what you're letting go of with the Star and the Judgment, we've got the King of Swords. You're making an executive decision to move on from a period of healing and peace, and you're bringing your logic back in again to say, yeah, but I need something new, I need to reinvent it somewhat. So the Hangman that's helping you look for something new, this new perspective that you're going to get. The King of Cups, you need more love, you need more gentleness, you need to allow your feelings to be more on show, to run through your body a bit more with the King of Cups. And maybe that's what you've been suppressing with your King of Swords and all of these 5 of Swords sort of energy, and a very decisive sort of energy, but maybe you've been suppressing some emotion. That's not feeling so satisfying anymore. So 9 of Cups, 9 of Wands, 2 of Cups, where it's all going, and the 6 of Swords again. Did we have it for you? No, it was for someone else. It was for Sagittarius. So you are going to take yourself from one quite tricky situation, perhaps where your emotions aren't allowed to be on show, into one where you're boundaried, where you've learnt your lessons, and where when you next partner with something, someone, or open your heart up, you're able to do that because it's a bit more defended. Right, let's pull you one last card, which is from the Oracle of Mystical Moments. I really like these cards. I love the illustration. So let's see what have you got to say about this read for Capricorn with their ability to fight and defend. Mermaid's Love. Maybe this is a love reading. That's gorgeous. Number 24. Let's read it. Well, we've definitely got love in the form of the 2 of Cups coming up at the end. So maybe it is about boundaries in love. Love, partnership, support and accord. A loving couple is shown in this card. The woman is a mermaid. Her hair and tail seem to float her through the sky. A man with feathers holds her hand. He grounds and protects her. He is her base. They are from different worlds, water and the sky, but they are complete together, a perfect love union. Their difference makes them stronger and balanced. They support each other in their own way, but always from a place of respect and love. I think that's what we see here in your reading. We can see you can be tough if you need to be. And then there's this kind of King of Cups, this love coming in, a more watery element, because this was air. So swords that are turning up quite strongly for you in these Five of Swords and the King of Swords are air. And water is associated with the cups, which starts to be introduced towards the end of your reading. So let me just double check. He grounds. They're from different worlds, water and the sky. Yeah, it is air and water. So it's like you're incredibly incisive, strong will and mind. It's more mind, like you can be very, very logical about things, and you'll fight for what you need. Is going to be balanced with a partnership, whether it's within you or through someone else, that involves the water element of love coming on board, and that because you have your defences, because you've learnt your lessons, it's going to bring you great happiness because it's more balanced. And that's why you're having this pause, and you've got to think about things slightly differently when you go for what you go for next. See you again.